Imagine a society where the will of the people is stifled, where the democratic process is manipulated to favor a select few. What happens when the torchbearers of change become their own worst enemies? Welcome to the curious case of Zimbabwe's political landscape. In the late 70s, Zimbabwe was on the brink of shaking off the shackles of colonial rule. The liberation struggle movements, ZANU and PF-ZAPU, fought valiantly against the Rhodesian regime. Yet they were also engaged in a bitter power struggle amongst themselves, each vying to be credited with the victory over Rhodesia and subsequently rule Zimbabwe. This lack of unity, one could argue, prolonged the Rhodesian regime's stay in power. Post-independence ZANU, the ruling party, ruthlessly suppressed a potential uprising in Matabeleland. This operation, codenamed Gukurahundi, resulted in the tragic loss of over 20,000 lives. Fast forward to today, and the echoes of the past are reverberating in Zimbabwe's opposition circles. The opposition parties, instead of focusing on the shared goal of ending ZANU-PF's decades-long hold on power, have turned their swords against each other. Nelson Chamisa, a charismatic opposition leader, has been at the heart of this political storm. Despite his popularity, Chamisa has struggled to unite the opposition. His resignation from the Citizens' Coalition for Change has been viewed by some as a failure to assert his authority and a lack of vision. Chamisa's battles within the opposition are reminiscent of his struggles with the MDC alliance, except this time, he lacks the support he once enjoyed from fellow leaders like Tendai Biti Wananchi, Job Sikala, and Welchman and Cube. The opposition's infighting and lack of a united front have allowed the ruling party, ZANU-PF, to consolidate power. Recent by-elections have seen opposition lawmakers disqualified under questionable circumstances, sparking fears of eroding multi-party democracy and increasing authoritarianism in Zimbabwe. In conclusion, the opposition in Zimbabwe needs a new approach if change is to be delivered. A lone wolf, no matter how charismatic or popular, cannot dethrone a well-entrenched party like ZANU-PF. What Zimbabwe needs is an opposition leader with a strategy to unite the various opposition factions against the common enemy, ZANU-PF. That, dear listeners, might be the key to ending the dictatorship and restoring democracy in Zimbabwe.